Gee, it sure is boring around here. No friends, no family, a deadly pandemic that's brought the world to a standstill, and even when it's over, there'll be horrendous financial consequences resulting in business going bust, mass homelessness, starvation, while our capitalist overlords continue to live in luxury. But worst of all, nothing to do. I guess I could spend my time watching motion pictures, but what's the point in that when you have no one to watch it with? Wait, what's that?
Hello.
Don't talk yet. Why, it's Sam, Ben, and the other one. What brings you here?
Well, you know.
Wow, that sounds exciting. Say, while you're here, do you want to watch a film with me?
Yeah, sure. I need something to unwind after my vasectomy.
Sweet. I always wanted to watch a film with my friends, but I guess you'd have to do.
What's up everybody, my name is GT Studios and today I'm here with Samware, Benji Ben and Loser, and today Loser's brought us together to watch a very peculiar movie that he has found, haven't you lot, Loser?
Yes, I have indeed. The movie we're going to be watching is behind this box.
Ooh.
So the film that we're going to be watching is quite a strange film. This is apparently not an easy film to watch, so to watch it requires great strength. In fact, you might say that this film requires the strength of gods. For the film we are going to be watching today is Hercules in New York.
I'm sorry, what? This is a movie?
Hercules in New York is a film released in either 1969 or 1970, the dates vary, and is the directorial debut of Arthur Allen Seldman, who is best known for nothing.
Love his work. I really do.
Never heard of him.
The divine Hercules is bored by his life on Mount Olympus and asks Father Zeus for a vacation to Earth. His request is denied, but by an accident with one of Zeus's lightning bolts, he's thrown into New York. He starts to like living on Earth and wants to stay for longer, even when Father Zeus sends Nemesis to punish him.
I can't see why there isn't a sequel to this.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like something from Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, it does actually. Do you think this will be of the same quality as Neil Gaiman?
No.
Almost certainly. I'd be disappointed if we don't see the same quality as Neil Gaiman.
Do you guys recognise the man on the poster?
Yes.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It is Arnold Schwarzenegger. In fact, this is actually his first ever film.
Oh.
Wow.
And you may notice that he is actually credited as Arnold Strong. The reason for that is they thought his actual name would be too long and people wouldn't see the film.
That's mad. Well, I mean, to be fair, on the poster, like, you can't get many letters in there.
A little fun fact before we start though. When this film was first released, Arnold Schwarzenegger's entire performance was dubbed over by another person because his Austrian accent was too difficult to decipher.
Is it not enough that Hercules rode in your chariot? You've been immortalized.
I've been who?
But, luckily for us, a term I use quite loosely, we are watching the version with Arnold's original performance.
I understood him. He's most disagreeable and he has irritated me.
Do you think this film is well regarded?
No.
No. I've never heard of it, so...
Do you know what? I would say yes. I say
It's
that
Arnold
because,
Schwarzenegger.
well, it's Arnie, but like you say, he's not well regarded. But this may have kick-started his career.
But what happened?
I don't know. I could not lift it. My strength. It seemed all gone.
Yeah, maybe us three young men in their young 20s to late 20s, Lawrence, could discern whether this movie is a masterpiece or not. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I do. We'll watch this film and we'll see how it holds up.
Yes, indeed, yes. So let us... 3 white, 1 something, then just... this going nowhere. Just cut! Just cut to the start of the video! Cut to the start of the video!
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I thought we...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Arnold.
Oh,
Oh, stop it. Please. Oh.
Do you hear that? I think they added bongo beats to this.
I think they did actually. I generally think this might actually have like worse production values than our student films.
You're probably
Just
right.
think
I don't
about
know.
your
I mean,
back
I don't know. I mean, that chair looks pretty expensive, guys. I don't think we could afford that.
He doesn't even look like me. Look.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Stop taking off your shirt. I am currently recording on camera.
Okay.
Yep, recording.
This is Steve Wright in the afternoon on 88 to 91 FM.
Sam, stop it with the
BBC.
radio, Git.
Carry on.
Well, I guess we're all recording now. We have just finished watching the excellent, groundbreaking, flawless film that is Hercules in New York. Sam, do you want to explain what Hercules in New York is?
Yes. Hercules in New York is a fun-filled caper in which Arnold Schwarzenegger,
No. Arnold Strong.
Arnold Strong,
Yes,
excellent
it's
point.
Arnold Strong.
Excellent point.
Yeah.
Arnold Strong, which is a bit on the nose, is Hercules, and now he lives on Mount Olympus with his father called Zeus.
In a, I was going to say in a mansion in a mansion garden in Salisbury.
George, isn't Sam describing the film?
Sorry, sir.
Basically, Hercules is tired of his life. It's been 2,000 years, and frankly, he's a bit bored.
I am tired of the same old faces, the same old things.
So he decides to ask Zeus if he can go down to the mortal realm of Earth, which he does. And which city does he pick but New York, the great sort of bagel capital of the world? He gets into all sorts of trouble. He starts off on a fishing boat. Clearly he lands in the ocean somewhere near New York anyway. He spends most of his time with his shirt off surrounded by fishermen, which I'm surprised didn't go the other way, to be honest.
They're just throwing the men around, and he's still shirtless as well.
Well, with a body like that, would you want to keep a shirt on?
Good point.
Very true. It was the only thing that's actually emphasizing to his character.
I mean, yeah.
He meets this guy called Pretzi, who
What does he sell?
pretzels.
He sells AK-47s. Oh, okay, never mind.
Contrary to popular belief, he does sell pretzels. He suspiciously looks like Woody Allen, I think. That's probably a good thing. Actually, no, terrible thing.
Is it that? No,
Nah.
it's not. We've clarified this prior. It's not a good thing. I think we clarified it watching the movie. It was a bad thing to the point that I didn't realize how bad it was.
Well, keeping in mind, though, you didn't know who Woody Allen was
yeah.
when Sam made that joke.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
you were like,
You're
yeah,
like,
he does
"Ooh,
look
I
like
think
Woody
it-"
Allen, even though you don't know what Woody Allen
Yeah.
looks like.
Is that Woody Allen?
I think it's Woody Allen, yeah.
No, he's joking.
Do you even know who Woody Allen is, George?
No.
God, it
I'm
is
trying
Woody
to
Allen.
fit with the social norms. I'm trying to be normal.
This isn't
Accept me,
nothing.
please.
Nothing about this is normal. None of
This
this.
is not a social norm.
No.
It's been the social norm for the last 8 months,
We
mate.
are
Keeping track.
nerds. We are nerds of the film.
You say nerds. You say nerds. I consider minor enthusiast.
You're a minor enthusiast.
That you know what you just said, don't you?
Oh wait, no, fuck. Oh shit, no, that's taken out of context.
FBI,
Taken
open
out of
up!
context.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Dino.
I'm walking.
I'm a neurotic
It's like
nerd.
no, it's like
who sleeps
Tom from
with
Tom
little
and Jerry. I'm just walking
girls.
to one rake after another, just bush, bush, bush.
Hey, George, you really are like Woody Allen.
No.
Stop.
I googled it after the
Do you
movie.
want a
I'm
shovel?
not doing this.
Do you want a shovel? Because you just said bush, bush, bush.
I'm
It
doing a
gets
sound
worse.
effect, you dick! Stop taking out context. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh no.
Juno has hated Hercules ever since the day of his birth.
Juno. I love the fact they have to clarify we're addressing to them in the third person because the characters are not distinctive enough from each other.
This scene does not contain lap dance. So, Hercules, he meets a guy by the name of Pretzi. He's got a thick New York Jewish accent.
I mean, you acting like some kind of a bull in a 10-cent store or something.
And he may or may not be an offensive stereotype.
He might be.
We don't know. Maybe.
He might be.
Oh, you gotta put a dime in. Forget it.
I still don't believe that. I still don't believe he's offensive stereotype.
They do get a cab together, and Hercules explains that he doesn't have any money after the ride is over, and this is where Hercules' extreme strength comes into play for the very 15th time.
Third time? I think it's like the third time in the movie.
So yeah, after that, well, they stumble across like an athletics track with people sort of jumping about and some world record holders. I don't know what they're world record holders of, like
Being dicks, because Sir finally made
long
it.
hair and
Sense.
corduroy, probably.
Yeah, well, that was the 60s. What do you expect?
Fair enough. Yeah, he obviously explains that he can throw the discus better.
To show them how to throw the discus.
The discus.
Which-
I can throw the discus farther than your presence, yes. Because I am Hercules.
What is that accent?
I have no idea. It just sounds very Dutchish in accent.
My God. And he does. To be fair to him, he does throw the discus a bloody long way. Like,
It's so bloody long, the camera isn't able to capture it and has to do it in multiple takes.
Wow, he threw it that far.
some guy who owns a library.
A professor. He was a
He's
professor.
a professor.
He's not a library.
He's a professor.
With the hot daughter, or the female protagonist in this case.
I'll go with the latter.
Invites Pretzel and his newly acquired friend to tea.
Yes.
Which Pretzel assumes is hallucinogenics at first.
Have tea with my daughter and me.
Not so loud. You never know when one of them narcotics cops is around.
Tea
What?
Yeah, and he just starts touching their stuff and then scratching his back with antlers.
And then proceeds to steal a book for no reason.
He does, but it was never really specified that the professor guy knew that who Hercules was.
No, it was never clarified. No.
And we never spoke of it again.
Only Pretzel seemed to have any sort of concept that he actually was possibly Hercules, like the genuine article.
No, well,
when he read the book,
he read the book. Yeah, I mean, a lot happens, I'll be honest.
Yeah, a lot happens with no context or connection.
Yeah, like some gangsters just appear out of nowhere.
Fat lips and nitro on me will take care of everything. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but these guys seem a little bit off.
Do a little. The guy in the back's Johnny Tight Lips. I ain't saying nothing. They want to like enter him into some wrestling tournament and then some sort of weightlifting goes on. When his powers are taken away by Zeus and some random politics in the Garden of Olympus.
No, isn't it like Nemesis? So Zeus sends Nemesis, but then Jonah, his wife, sends her a Juno, thank you. Juno sends Nemesis down. Stop interrupting me. So Juno then changes Nemesis' decree, the task to immortalize Hercules, to lose his godlike strength, and as a result, he is weakened as a result, losing to the lifting contest, thus putting him in threat of being killed by the mobsters. And then Hermes, his friend that we see prior to this, who is probably one of the bestly voice actors, one of the best acted characters.
Hold your anger against Hercules. He means no harm. He is simple and a bit childish.
Oh, come on.
To be fair, you haven't got really much to go against when you've got fucking...
exactly.
It's a low bar.
Arnold snorts.
It's a low bar, but he achieves it.
We'll get on to Arnold's performance in a bit.
Why can't the old man let me alone? The first time in 2000 years, I am enjoying myself, and he tried to spoil it.
We seem to be forgetting the love interest, the professor's daughter. She was they had some blossoming romance for no good reason. For no good reason, even though she was dating the jock of the athlete team, wasn't she? I don't think it was the same guy.
No, it was Rod.
Yeah,
what's
Rod
his
Nelson.
name?
Rod Howard.
Oh yeah, Rod Swanson.
She wasn't dating him at all. Turns out.
They were lovers.
Hercules like thought she was dating him.
Yes, because that's why he declared that we were lovers. Like
So he,
Rod Nelson. That was
he
it.
lifts him up and
breaks 3 ribs in the concert.
breaks
as a
3
result.
ribs, and that's how you get somebody to like you.
Maybe you do things differently where you come from, but that is not the way we talk to a dame here, that's all.
Bloody foreigners.
Bloody foreigners.
Stealing our women. They didn't really explain how the two got together. One scene, she's complaining about him, and the next one, they're together.
It's in the same scene. It's the same scene. She's like, I'm not going to go without this man. Maybe you should go out on a date with him. You know what? Yeah, I should. I should go on a date with him. It was the same scene.
And then they're in like some carriage when he's just putting his arm around his massive tree trunk of an arm around her, and it's just...
Yeah, and then that's when the bear scene happens, which is probably the best scene in the movie.
Are we going to talk about the bear?
Oh, let's talk about the bear. We need to talk about the bear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's a guy in a suit.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It was a costume.
Stop it.
Yeah, apparently I had to look this up, but apparently, yeah, it was a costume that they bought. I was surprised because I actually thought they brought a bear to Central Park, and I was like, oh, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they let it loose.
But no, it was a person in a bear costume.
It's weird because like bears, I'm sure that they walk around like gorillas, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They're like a yeah.
600-pound grizzly bear.
That was a bear.
That was a bear, yeah.
I thought it was a gorilla.
The aimed sign that said brown bear or European brown bear or some shit?
Well, I thought it was a gorilla.
Same.
No, it was supposed to be a bear.
Look.
That's a bear, guys.
That's a gorilla.
It's the guy in a suit.
And then he proceeds to fight with a bear, all the while Miss Camden, who's in the car, unharmed, same as long as the horse is not panicking, nor the driver that's present are not reacting to this in the slightest. She proceeds to just scream off the top of her lungs and just say, beat it! Kill it! Like, yes, please support animal abuse in the 60s. That's a totally reasonable image to be presenting.
Stop! He's already dead!
Arnold, in this scene, what we'd like you to do is beat up a guy in the bear suit.
So yeah, that happened, and then the whole wrestling thing happened with the mobsters and Pretzel signing over rights, even though he had no rights in the first place.
The montage that lasted like 15 seconds.
Less than 15, I think, personally.
I'm your new partner.
I didn't know that Pretzel was such a wimpy guy because he was intimidated by people just saying, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
How did they get in his house? Did they just barge their way in?
First of all, it was a hotel room, and second of all, I don't know how they got in.
Get it right, Ben.
Well,
yeah,
anyone.
It's a hotel, not a house.
Anyone with a toothpick is automatically a tough guy.
He's already a tough guy, ain't it? Hey, Tony, did you see this movie? It's absolute. It's a classic,
Are you
Tony.
talking to
Yeah, it is.
Tony Soprano or something?
No, I'm talking to Tony Philadelphia. He's around the corner.
Tony
He's just walking in the back.
I don't think George knows who Tony Soprano is.
No, I don't think so either.
I actually don't. I actually don't know.
Tony Philadelphia is like... It's like in sort of cream cheese empire or something.
No, he gets that a lot from his childhood, but he doesn't have that sort of lifestyle. No, he just works in the local garage.
Not the Philadelphia Empire of Philadelphia.
No, he's got nothing to do with the cheese. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I like the fact there's a shot of whiskey in the room.
You seem to love the fact of everything, George. I love the fact that he's got the light on. Because we couldn't see otherwise.
I love the fact he spilled his whiskey.
I love the fact he's got a handkerchief.
I love the fact he now pulled up the book that reminds me of the actual Hercules, because the fact is he's the real Hercules. I think we should discuss the music. The brilliant music composed for this film.
So the music was Greek folk music throughout the whole film. The same soundtrack. Probably because they could only afford one soundtrack.
Now, wait a minute. They did have one exception when they had the Greek music with the bass.
Yeah, there was bass.
Then when they
was the
Nemesis, that's right, yeah.
Who's not evil at all. It did make you want like a fettuccine salad though, didn't it? Tell me I'm wrong.
Not really, no. I just made me want to order a pizza from Domino's.
that George ever the man of culture that he is.
I think you actually pointed this out while we were watching this. Mercury, the character of the film, is actually the Roman messenger of gods and the son of Jupiter. His Greek counterpart is Hermes. I have to admit, Hermes is probably the better actor out of everyone so far in this movie.
I don't think it's Hermes.
Mercury. It's Mercury.
Well, no, Mercury is the Roman equivalent. Hermes is the Greece.
Oh god, they've got that wrong.
Furthermore, during the chariot chase, when the cars swerve and speed along the grass, the tyres screech loudly. Car tyres can only screech on asphalt roads. Revealing mistakes. The bear is obviously a man in a suit, and in one shot you can see the shoes on the bear.
Aww. It's quite charming though, isn't it?
On the Mount Olympus set, car horns and traffic can occasionally be heard on the soundtrack, revealing that the set is actually a city park.
Can nobody tell me?
My favourite little fact, when Helen and Hercules tour the New York streets, passers-by stare at the camera and the actors.
Brilliant. So they didn't get permission to film in Central Park or anything like that, or people didn't know they were going to be doing it?
No, they just did it.
I don't think they got permission to film anywhere.
That's brilliant.
It's like proper guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah.
Or bear filmmaking.
I just found a plot hole in the movie. Would you like to figure out what the plot hole was?
There's only one.
There's apparently only one, yeah.
There's only one, yeah.
A mix of the Greek and Roman names for gods are used in the film. In the film's finale, both the Greek god Atlas, the only person holding the sky up over the earth,
and kicks the living shit out of everybody.
Yeah. And then there's Samson, who is in fact a biblical character to help Hercules. So we have one character that's brought from Greek mythology, or Samson, who is a biblical character from the Book of Christ?
The Book of Christ?
Well, it's biblical, so when I think of biblical, I think of Jesus. Am I wrong in saying that?
The Book of Christ, also known as the Bible.
That's biblical, Sam. Get with the times.
Alright.
It's funny because like I actually made a joke about like Jesus being in the background, but they actually did have a biblical like,
character
God
in
there.
Oh, yeah. No. Who is the kid in the background?
I don't know.
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
He's a god of some kind. I'm pretty sure wasn't the like Satan, or not Satan, wasn't the underworld chap meant to be Hades, but they called him like Pluto? Is he like
that's true.
Roman?
No, they kept mixing up Roman and Greek mythology. So like Romans would refer to them by their planets, but Greeks refer to them by the actual names. So Hades would be Greek, but Pluto would be Roman.
Crikey.
I'm starting to think the people who made this didn't think this whole thing through.
Oh, you know she's evil because she is a slightly darker skin tone.
What?
I wasn't thinking that, to be honest.
No, neither was I.
What have I missed?
This is the 60s, remember?
Nothing. George just being overtly racist.
Oh, God.
I like the fact that George is low-key racist.
I'm just pointing it out.
Do you think the bits that were meant to be funny, do you think they were actually funny?
The only thing that was funny, I generally think, was the thing that Sam pointed out, was when the guy kept following the guy in the toga.
The guy with the
to give him
the guy with the sauerkraut.
With the
and put it on his hot dog after chasing him all the way up from through town to Central Park. Just put it on his sandwich.
Yeah, he's still got that sauerkraut.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
The first piece of genuine comedy.
There is a tagline. There is a tagline to the film.
There is.
Oh yeah.
It's tremendous. It's stupendous. It's fun.
That's the tagline.
That's actually the tagline.
Yeah.
It's stupendous. It's fun. It's
that sounds like
Hercules
nothing about
in New York City.
They found
what is this?
Fun in the thesaurus, and what is fun? Ooh, stupendous.
Yeah. Stupendous.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And now
Genuinely
some stupendous fun with
brilliant.
Arnold Strong.
Arnold Strong, yes.
Speaking of Arnold, I think we need to talk about it.
We need to talk about Arnold.
Guys, I wanted to be absolutely honest. What did you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance?
I have been willful. I have been disobedient. Mighty Zeus, has more wisdom than Hercules.
That was a performance.
That was, yes.
His biggest asset is his muscles.
Yeah.
By far.
I mean, that's the thing, because he definitely looks like a Hercules.
He does. He looks
like,
the part.
He looks, but he cannot act the part, like, at all.
You have struck Hercules.
Well, to clarify, as something you might have mentioned before we actually recorded, I don't think you've actually clarified this now while we're doing this. It was his first actual official movie.
Oh, I did clarify that.
I don't remember you clarifying that in the audio. I can't remember.
It was in like the introduction bit.
Was it? I'm an idiot.
Were you just not paying attention, George?
Probably. You know me. My mind drifts. it just disappears. When I'm having a discussion, next thing I know, I'm thinking about how marshmallows and s'mores should be having a conflict war over fudge.
Would this film be as enjoyable if Arnold wasn't in it?
Depends who you replace him with. I mean, if it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, then maybe.
I could see that.
It is funny you mentioned the word replace, because as most of you will remember, well, probably not Joel, because he probably wasn't listening. The first version of this film actually had its entire audio dubbed over.
Wait, what?
By an unnamed actor.
Okay, no, I do remember that. I remember that.
A beautiful woman with a handsome man for a friend. They must be lovers. Now then, to me, it's unnatural if they're not.
It's like one of those kung fu movies.
I've always done things on my own. Good.
That's actually interesting, because like the dubbed version is actually better acting.
Oh yeah. But that's the thing. Would the film be as enjoyable if it had that instead of the Arnold performance?
I don't think
Personally,
so.
no.
Nah.
Maybe it's because of the fact that we've grown up on Arnold like being a very recognizable, honorable actor, considering his other works after this movie. I can't separate his voice from his body in a sense. Like, I know how Arnold should sound.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
And then I listen to the dub and I'm like, no, I can't no. Like, we should have the actual voice actor be the actual actor for that situation, not Arnold. I prefer it non-dubbed. Let's put it that way. I preferred it subtitled.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a dub, I'm a sub. Let's put it that way. That's an anime reference. That is not a thing.
Cut.
Do not do that. Shut up. Don't.
That is it. Credits. Going to have a crisis of confidence.
I don't think he's German.
Close enough.
Austrian, German, same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
I like the Hades, how it's like kind of sci-fi-esque.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Oh yeah.
He power cut the city.
I think that was good. That was a good character. Hades was a very good character in that sense. What is going on?
It's a bit of the ultra-violence.
What did you think of the Underworld set?
It was literally just a background, fog, and an iron wall gate. That was it.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
No, speaking of set pieces, can we discuss Zeus's lightning bolts?
Oh
Wow,
god, yeah.
Has he just sort of stolen somebody's TV aerial?
They're just like construction site sort of bars you get.
Yeah, that's the iron
literally
wall,
bent to look like arrows or lightning bolts.
I think the most expensive prop in that entire set, that Olympus set, was either this throne or that nicely gold curved bow.
Well, they could probably just get those sort of stuff at B&M, can't they?
Yes, I can easily go down to my local B&M and find a gold-plated, gold-coloured safe.
George, don't pretend you know what B&M is.
I actually do, because there's one in town.
Fair enough.
I did like the scene where they were being chased in the park on the chariot.
Oh yeah.
That looked like a lot of fun to film.
Yeah.
It probably would have been fun.
Probably nerve-wracking, because like they would have been looking over the shoulder for like the cops or something, because they probably wouldn't have like had any permission to film that sort of thing.
Oh
Who
no,
bloody knows?
this does not look like they had permission to film anything.
Well, no, but like, sorry,
Probably
officer.
I think the only shot they would have had permission was the TV studio set, because they've had so much time into that.
I don't know.
Well, they've
I
had to
wouldn't
have
put it past them. They
they
may
might
have
have not
broken
had any
into that.
legal permission, but they would have permission of word of mouth.
Well, they may have just threatened to put Arnold on him. If you don't let us film in here, Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to beat you up.
Do you want me to do some damage, sir?
On a serious kind of technical point, I did like some of the camera work in it, I have to say.
Oh yeah, some of the angles were pretty
blocking,
good.
like where the characters were situated in the frame. I thought was quite good. Like when they were crowded around Pretzi as he was signing the thing, I thought some shot and reverse shots were quite good.
What about some of the close-ups they did during the shit fight?
Yeah, that was quite good as well. I mean, like I don't know how they got that close up and everything. I mean, the guy that was crouching around, sort of when he was picking up the barbell, when he had to go around him, like crouching on the floor.
Yeah, I was just like, that took us excessively long time.
Yeah, no, I just thought some of it was all right. I mean, yes, some of it was out of focus and all the rest of it, and lots of handheld stuff. But generally, I thought the blocking and the cinematography was passable. I don't know whether I'm alone in that, but
I think some of the angles, the shots were all right. Like quite nice angles on the shots.
It wasn't anything special. I'm not claiming it to be like Francis Ford Coppola or anything like that. But like it felt the most polished out of all of the aspects of the film. Like the sound was terrible. The acting was shocking. I mean, there was no direction whatsoever. Clearly, the producing wasn't very good either. If they didn't get any permission to film anything. I mean, if you put it that way.
The only legitly good scene, like, from a perspective, was the final scene with Pretz. It was just one scene, one character, and just a bit of audio effects, and it actually worked.
I think that was a piece of genuine emotion there.
Strongest guy in the world. Trying up, but a nothing like me. Imagine. Well, he really made me feel like something.
He was lonely. He was lost. He'd lost it to a point his greatest friend and his only friend. Yeah, it was all nicely wrapped up. And then Hercules went out of his way to like present himself on the radio. It's like, if you think of me, I will always be there with you. And it's like a very emotional moment.
Don't grieve, my friend. In the memory of these lips, separation may have acquired happiness also.
Actually, it didn't sound like that.
I'll tell you why, actually. I actually remember reading this on Wikipedia. That was actually the dubbing artist, the voice. Because I'll tell you why, because I think when they filmed that scene, they actually decided that they were going to take him on before the film was finished. So they actually just recorded. There's no audio of Arnold doing the recording on the radio. It's literally just the actor.
It did sound different, to be fair.
Yeah, he sounded coherent. That's how you know it's not Arnold.
Yeah, but then I love the fact that after that shot they do the whole like Olympus setting scene, and then Zeus like, you know what? I'm just gonna go down to Earth as well. Screw the whole like an hour and 20 minutes of this.
Oh, is he going to Earth now?
That is What do you reckon? How many stars out of 10?
I'd give it a solid 4 out of 10.
Like it.
I don't know. Considering the experience I've had with it, I think I'm gonna boost up a bit higher. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
Wow.
Well, that's the main thing. Like, this film is obviously not a good film.
No.
And I don't think, even by like watching the film, because when I was watching the film, like I could tell like they made some of the most basic mistakes ever. Like when you cut to each shot, you actually doesn't connect the audio.
Yes, oh Zeus. Heed Mercury's plea.
Send Mercury for Hercules before you charge that dread nemesis with her mission.
Venus also adds her voice in asking Zeus to be patient and merciful.
Which is like, even student films like have audio connection. So this is actually below student level.
Yeah, not to mention there was that one scene where him and Hermes were talking, and you pointed out that the camera's out of focus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that out of focus?
It is. It is.
Yes.
Was this film so bad it's good?
Yes,
or...
it's definitely one of the. It meets that requirement.
It has
it's
a lot
so bad
of
that it's
comedic
enjoyable.
value in that sense.
For sheer entertainment value, I'm giving it a 3, and 3 is just the entertainment value of it.
Stop looking at the IMDb ratings and give an honest opinion, for God's sake.
Is that what it is?
3.3 is the rating.
3.3.
Is it? Oh, mad. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I honestly didn't know that.
That's the reason I gave it a 6, because I think it was more fun, because the fact is, 1, I was enjoying it with you lot, and 2, we actually were able to actually notice the fact that even though we've had like 3 years in film, and we can even tell that the mistakes they were making were more rookie equivalent, and then finally 3, I'm pissed doing this, so yeah, sure, why not?
3 years in film and you still don't know who Stanley Kubrick is.
Shut up!
He doesn't. Do you know what, though?
Yeah?
I really enjoyed it.
Alright.
Legitimately?
Alright,
There's one final thing we need to figure out.
Yes.
How do we end this video?
Simple, like this.
Alright, that's all folks. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you all keep well and safe and everything. If you did like this video, leave a like and subscribe if you bloody well want to. And we will see you on the next one.
Go on, smash that like button. Give us 5 likes now!